Well, hey, the internet. I'm CJ, and this is Divine Comedy tries to produce content-related things to put online, because we can't have shows in person anymore, and it sucks. Yeah, that's the working title, so I'm just going to play around with it a bit more, but it might be what we call this. This is just going to be like a video, podcast, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to talk to some local comics. They're great. On the show this week, we've got KALEN REECE, who is a fantastic local comedian. Also a huge hero, because I don't know how to do any of these things, and she's helping me put it all together and produce it. So she's kind of co-hosting with me for this run. She's great. Also, we have Travis Phillips, who runs open mic at the Paramount Room, which is currently closed like the rest of the world, but you should go check it out. It's on Monday nights whenever we're free from our houses. Also, we are doing this to help raise some money for our friends at the Speakeasy, because that is where we normally host our show every Wednesday, 8 p.m. You'll forget by the time we're all free, but if you remember, check us out. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, at Divine Comedy OKC. But the real important fact, go to Venmo and leave some money for the Speakeasy. Their Venmo handle is @thespeak. If I can figure it out, or make KALEN figure it out, I'll put a link or something on here. But otherwise, I mean, you could just go to Venmo, type in @thespeak, and boom, you figured it out. Way to go, it's 2020. You made it. But yeah, leave a few dollars for them. We're all trying to get through this. We want there to be a speakeasy, a nice, happy, healthy speakeasy once it's all said and done, so we can continue having live shows. Also, if you don't like this show, don't worry. This isn't what Divine Comedy normally is, so come to a show. It can suck in many different ways than whatever this is about to suck. Yeah. Check it out. I hope you enjoy this. Have fun. Thanks for watching.
I put a filter on it and I still look gross. I meant to put makeup on before this, but, you know, quarantine.
Yeah, why? Yeah. I shower maybe 3
right.
times a week now.
Same.
Is that more or less than before?
I used to shower every day. Used to. Listen to me. Times have changed.
Dude, quarantine changed you.
Back in the golden age.
Yeah, BC, before Corona.
Yeah. 21 moons ago.
Now I don't know how to turn this filter off. Ooh.
Alright, cool. So, I guess I'm CJ. Hello. I will be in the intro before this. So, hello again. Down on the bottom left, KALEN. KALEN, say hello. Okay,
What
cool.
up? This
Yeah.
is recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Yeah, Elizabeth.
So, you know, we'll know if it kills or not, because we've got a crowd.
And then, of course, Travis. Travis is the big screen on my TV.
Hi.
His big head can fit right in that big screen. It's beautiful. Getting a lot of glare off of it. It's nice.
Yeah, it helps with lighting. It's great.
Yeah. Travis, what have you been up to, buddy, with being stuck inside?
So initially, it's been kind of weird because like I've been off work since like the middle of January. So due to like a work injury.
I was gonna say that's not coronavirus hasn't been here that long.
Right. That's kind of the thing. So like I've been like in kind of like, it's not quarantine, but like I've been home away from work, not doing anything since the middle of January, and now the rest of the world is doing the same thing. And so like a lot of the little tricks and stuff that are like getting passed around are great and they're super useful. I just wish that I had them in February. So it's been kind of different, but it's not bad. I tried to convince some of the other comics to do this. I was like, we should all just not shave and like not maintain anything, and then all meet up like if this goes away, all meet up, and like all look ridiculous together. And I had that idea for about 10 minutes, and then I realized I need to find one comic and not tell them that we're not doing that. And so that one guy would show up at the show who just looked ridiculous, and we would all look normal. I was very excited.
You would just have a big beard, though, right? Or do you tweeze your eyebrows?
Oh, for me, this grows. It's just real ugly when it does. It's bad.
I want to see that.
No.
Yeah, you should grow that out for the whole
I
squad.
got rid of it this morning. Like, I was gonna do it. My neck beard was like as long as my face beard. It was bad, super bad.
What have you got?
Good.
To each their own. Oh, bye, Kalen.
Wait, did I disappear? Did my face go away?
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm back. I'm back.
Also, you might want to scoot away from. This is what you look like on the recording. It's just like
Yeah,
your
the boomer
your
face.
eyebrows and nose.
Wait, are you like recording right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, are we live?
Yeah,
Yes.
bud.
Oh, okay. I love that.
Elizabeth made it in for sure.
Let me scoot. I'm gonna be so far away from my phone.
It's
Yeah,
up
we
to
should
you.
get on it, I think.
Anyways, so Galen, you're shut in with Elizabeth, yeah? You guys partying it up?
Yeah, we're co-quarantining. So we decided to
Co-quarantine.
quarantine together. The first week, I quarantined by myself. And then after that week, I texted Elizabeth and I said, hey, why don't we quarantine together? And she replied, I thought you'd never ask. So,
It's a match made in quarantine heaven.
or hell, depends on who you ask.
Alright, well,
I made Elizabeth go on a walk today, and so it's kind of her own hell.
I went on a walk today too. I finally, which brings up the first question. First question for everybody is, what's something that you always tell yourself you're gonna do, but you're not doing it now that you have all this time, right? You're like, oh, I'll do that whenever I free up some space in the old calendar,
Yeah.
and now there's infinite space in the calendar. For me, it's definitely exercise. My excuse, so my wife, my beautiful, lovely wife, for those of you who don't know her, Marla Lance, just gives me butterflies talking about. No, she's a big exerciser, but me not so much. And so my excuse is always, I don't have time to go to the gym with you. But today I went for a walk because I literally feel my body deteriorating,
Yeah.
like beneath me. It's bad. I walked once around my block and my hips hurt. Is that a sign of COVID-19?
I relate to that too
In the
much.
small print.
I'm not proud of it.
The very bottom.
I'm pretty upset about that. Yeah, my thing is definitely exercise. I'm always like, I'm just so busy. But here I am, still not exercising. I've been going on walks, so I feel like I've done something. And also, it's laundry, but instead of like doing it now that I have time, I just am better about sitting my clothes directly in front of the washing machine to remind myself, hey, get on that.
So you haven't done laundry this whole time?
No, I'm doing it, but definitely at the last minute. 'Cause I'm still working. I'm a nurse. I'm essential, not to brag or anything, but yeah.
Well, I mean,
essential.
I'm still working too. Travis is the only one who's, you know.
He's essential. He's just been on maternity leave or whatever he's doing.
Yeah, see, that's the funny thing about it. Like, I had people that have messaged me and they're like, "Oh, it's so cool that like thanks for being a lineman in this time," and I'm like, "I'm not doing shit."
Lineman.
Just accept their gratitude. Be like, you're welcome. Namaste.
Yeah.
Travis,
Yeah.
how long have you been a lineman?
I'm in my third year right
Okay.
now.
All right. Well, I hope you get to be a lineman again one day.
I go back to work. I think I go back to work later this week. Actually, I got cleared today. So
Oh, nice. Nice.
Welcome back to the work class.
Yeah,
It
welcome
sucks
back
out there
to.
right now, buddy.
what's up?
I said it sucks out there, but it ain't good.
Well, I honestly, I don't think. I mean, our job's not really impacted a whole lot by that. I mean, I think a lot of like construction jobs and stuff have probably slowed down, so I don't think we'll have any hand in those. But I mean,
Yeah.
people still want lights on, so it's just gonna be the same stuff I did before.
You should start wearing a cape now, though, because you're a hero for doing it.
You're an essential employee now.
I'm just a dude, same as everybody else.
Just to do.
So what
So,
have you been what have you been saying that you would do if you had the time, and now that you have the time, you're not actually?
I mean, I hate to go to this, but it's joke writing. Like I have all the time in the world to set and like go over my sets, and I did a little bit just to kind of just, I don't know, comb through my own material and just kind of play around and try to not lose any of the stuff that I was trying to work on before. But it's not even, it just doesn't, it feels completely different. It's like trying to paint in a different medium, and I don't know, I don't feel creative, I feel stifled. But I did try to do some of the old stuff that I used to play drums. I mean, I guess I still do, but so I've been working on like coordination exercises because I have the time. The problem is I'm in an apartment and I'm second floor, so I've got people below me and above me. So like I can tap and whatnot, but as soon as I get even remotely loud, I feel like I'm annoying someone. So I just got to be really good at tapping quietly.
So what are coordination practices? Like just like pretending to hit drums?
Is it just like a lot of body percussion? Just like,
or is it like practicing like head bang, like head nods whenever you're drumming?
That's why my
finger twirl or whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
just a lot of this
stuff like
whoa.
It's mostly just stuff like playing groups of 3 with one hand, groups of 4 with another, and then 7 with the foot, maybe 5 with the other, and then sitting there and playing around on that and just dumb, nerdy drum stuff.
Yeah, music terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. When your body is tired, exercise your mind, or something like that, you know?
Pretty much. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, same. Yeah. I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
Yeah.
So here, what's our next question?
Our next question, so you play drums. That's not a lead-in at all.
He's just wanted to double down. Hey, ladies,
we're going
no?
to that next question. I'm sorry, man.
Girls also play the bongos, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Now to add more to your repertoire of things that you play, did you play any sports in high school or middle school?
Absolutely not. No,
You played. I always thought you wrestled.
No.
Just by the looks of you.
No, he does that as an adult, and he doesn't call it wrestling. He calls it wrestling.
Yeah, it's wrestling. No, I was a string bean nerd, comic book. Like I got beat up a lot when I was a kid.
What? Are you like that guy from 16 Candles or from Breakfast Club and whatnot? Right? He was like really scrawny and now he's like super buff.
Yeah, except I'm not super buff.
Yeah, or famous or rich or anything like that.
I've never met Molly Ringwald. Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
Not with that attitude, Trav.
Yeah, she's on the list. If we ever get out of this virus, that's first on the list. Molly Ringwald, right there. Yeah.
What's the worst you ever got your ass kicked in school, though?
I mean, are they measurable? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah,
how do you quantify that?
I feel like, yeah.
I mean, like, the most people thought happens. That's what we're trying to figure out. How many people watched and didn't do anything as my giant skull was proven to not be able to fit into the bottom of the toilet? Like, yeah.
You actually got swirlies?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like 3 or 4. Yeah, for sure.
What high school did you go to?
What's that?
Like, were you on set of a TV show at high school? That only happens in film.
I remember the first time thinking, I'm like, they're not really going to do it. There's no way. And then, like, my feet got picked up. I'm like, oh, I can't control my body. This is awful. And then right into the water. And yeah, that happened. And I have to assume they saw it in film. So, I don't know.
Wow, that's
yeah,
different.
I went to high school in Woodward. If we're really name dropping places now.
Yeah. You hear that, kids? Be thankful you're quarantined and safe at home. Travis, I was bullied too, but only in 2nd grade, and I never got a swirly. So I'm sorry.
Why just 2nd grade to
Yeah, what changed?
I had to change everything about me to not be bullied anymore.
That first time was enough.
Yeah, no, I definitely have material about it. I was bullied for being fat, and then I got in a fight, which I won because I'm tough. And then I moved schools, and at the new school I just laid low, and I think that's really where I started developing like what comedy is, because I would just not say anything at all to anybody unless I had something funny to say, and then eventually just had like a reputation of being funny and just honed that skill. But yeah.
So did you play sports or?
I did play sports. Yeah, it was not sports related that I got bullied. I got up to pitching machine. I also played t-ball. T-ball, we were really good. We got like first place a couple years in a row.
Yeah.
Let's see,
Probably
fourth.
2 years in a row because you're only allowed to play T-ball 2 years in a row. But yeah.
So really, we swept? Is that what you're saying? You just okay.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Undefeated.
Fourth and fifth grade, I did tug of war for the Olympics thing or whatever.
Yo.
Got first place.
Ooh, swept them again. Nice.
Yes, very good. And then I played soccer when I was really little. I was not good at soccer. I was actually well, I don't know that I was bad. I was scared of playing soccer. Like I was scared to get hurt. And so the coach would put me in the game and I would stand along the sideline and just yell at people to pass me the ball. But I wouldn't run with anyone. I was like the cherry picker of like, pass me the ball, I'm open, because I'm not really playing the game.
I'm nowhere near the goal, so obviously I am open, guys.
Yeah. So it got so bad that my parents started promising, they were like, we'll go to Walmart and buy you a toy if you just go run around the field and play with the other kids. And that's how I got a Chewbacca.
Hey.
Yeah.
So who's the real loser? Mom and Dad? Kalen, do you play sports?
Yeah, look at me. What sport do you think I played?
Wrestling?
Close.
Noodling?
Softball, obviously.
Ah.
Doesn't look like just exactly who plays softball. I played softball all of my childhood, except for when I moved to Tulsa. They didn't have softball in Tulsa. I lived in Tulsa for 3 years.
What?
Yeah, it was weird, but I played soccer for 1 season, and my parents were like, yeah, no, soccer fucking sucks. You're not playing that anymore. And I was like, cool.
Was it soccer or you?
Probably both. But what was really fun about that 1 season, I have a childhood memory that will be with me forever. And that year was when 9/11 happened, and we were out on the field for a game when the first plane in our area flew over us after 9/11, and it just got so quiet, and everyone just stood and stared up at the sky and just watched it pass, and it was like the weirdest, craziest experience. I'll never forget that.
Never forget.
Just picture some little kid trying to steal a base, like taking advantage of the situation.
Later, bitches!
Throwing strikes, yeah. They count!
Oh my god, it's like these people don't know that planes fly. Come on, guys, we see this all the time.
Oh gosh, what a perfect... So, speaking of 9/11, next question is... As many things in my life segue from, speaking of 9/11...
Of course.
Do either of you believe in, subscribe to any conspiracy theories? 9/11 related or not?
Oh, good lord.
I definitely do.
Yeah.
You want me to take off?
Yes, well, I mean, are you making a 9/11 reference? That's kind of...
No, it's not. It's not a 9/11 reference.
You want me to take off and crash?
Okay, so I tell people this all the time, and I've literally never heard anyone agree with me until probably a month or 2 ago, and Adrian Corwin agreed with me. He's done.
That's not a good list.
So.
Just kidding, Adrian.
You're saying I'm in bad company, but it's fine. I was talking about how I think that the lunar landing was faked. And everyone is always like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But hear me out.
Okay, yeah, why?
Allow me to bend your ear a bit. The lunar landing was definitely faked. We did not go to the moon in 1969. Definitely didn't happen.
Did we go in 1970 a year sooner? Lunar?
I don't know.
Later?
I think think that it was fake because if you go back and look at those videos, it's got the conflicting shadows, things aren't lining up. If you compare that video to video that we have now of people on the moon, they don't look the same. What I think happened is we were in such a race to get to the moon with Russia.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we faked it to say that we did it first, and then now I believe that we have been to the moon, but I don't think we went in 1969.
So it basically sounds like all the countries of the world were like little boys in school, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to touch a boob first," and they're
Yes.
like, "Oh no, you're not. No way, you're not." And then next Monday, little Ricky shows up and he's like, "Guys, I totally touched the boob."
Yeah.
It makes me think of agnostic people. Like, you're like, I mean, I believe we've been to the moon, but I don't know if I could say when we went to the moon.
I like that.
This guy gets it.
Yeah.
Boobs, agnostics, and the moon. They're all together.
Okay. Travis, do you have conspiracy theories?
Not anything like gigantic. I definitely think that we knew more about 9/11 than we ever like let on. There's too much, and there's too much question.
It's not spicy for a bald white dude to think that.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
it's more like standard.
I gotta be pretty easy with my conspiracy babbling because it comes with the territory. People are like, "Oh, so you mean that and these other 10 things that people that look just like you believe in?" No.
Go on.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's not really anything right off the top of my head that I think. I mean, I think Kalen makes a good point. There's probably really solid logic to the idea that we didn't land on the moon in 1969. There's a lot of reason why we would fake that to benefit us and so on. We have a pretty good track record of doing exactly that. Faking things to get ahead globally. But lately the virus thing, man, it's tough because there are a lot of people I think on both sides of the fence that want to say like, oh, it's not as bad as it looks and it's all these different things. But what kills me are the people online right now that are like, oh, it's a political thing. I'm like, you guys understand there's like outside of America, right? Like we're just a very small chunk of an entire planet that's going through this, and so it's kind of interesting to see that. And then of course Trump to tweet the other day about the ratings. I'm like, dude, that's of course people are tuning in. It's a like
Yeah.
we need to know like what's going on.
People are scared.
Yeah, but it's better than football, you guys. I mean, he raises some points. You know that sport that's been declining for years in viewership? It's better than that one.
Yeah, I thought it was great name dropping other like big like entertainment. Like, this is not the same, dude. It's not
you guys want to know what comedians I'm better than? Guess how many videos or how many views this video is gonna get? More than Monday Night Football, I'll tell you that.
Man.
Bold statement.
So neither of you took my conspiracy, which I will have to convert you. I don't know if I'm like a hard fast believer, but there's a decent chunk of me that believes Bigfoot is real. Bigfoot's out there, you guys.
Okay.
We both just said, okay.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that there's more than one?
I mean, there has to be more than
Right.
one. But,
He may fly also. You have
Or-
to take into consideration that he could have a pilot's license and be hopping on a plane, heading out, going and spooking other people.
I don't know about that. But, I get, it's kind of like
Conspiracy.
it's a conspiracy, but that's not one that I'm a part of.
That's a deep conspiracy.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of like the moon landing thing where I don't know if Bigfoot or Bigfoots are still out there, but I think there's definitely been footage of and like findings of things that are not what we've already discovered before
Sure.
that match the Bigfoot tale, which is a huge legend and whatnot, you know?
So do you think there's a chance that they were driven to extinction before we had the technology necessary to like prove them?
That, or even like it was like a mutation of something that lived for a while. I don't know.
Sure.
But, and that's, I have no idea what, because like I said, I don't go deep into it. Mostly I just watch the documentaries that always end with, was he there or not? We don't know.
Those are my least favorite documentaries. I get to the end of a documentary and they're like, we don't have any answers, but that was a lot of information in 12 hours, right? I'm like, you motherfuckers, give me an answer.
Yeah.
Have you watched The Keepers on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
It's like 12 episodes and they're all an hour long, and then you get to the end and they're like, we still don't know. And I'm like, I just wasted so much time. Why did we do this?
Thank you for saving me 12 hours.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's great. You should watch it, but like, not if you want closure.
Yeah, if there's, especially if it's like a murder documentary that ends that way, like find the person.
Yeah, but-
Don't waste my time.
Yeah.
But yeah, ghosts, aliens, and then any sort of legendary creature. All the documentaries end that way every time. But Bigfoot's the one. Bigfoot and werewolves. I'll go back and be like, well, let's see what they found now.
I mean, you know, it's always advancing. Surely they've had some updates in the last 6 months. Something new has to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy people have been investigating that whole time period, so...
I hope nobody from my podcast listens to this, because they will be like, God, please stop asking people about this. Do you guys know who Teresa Caputo is? Elizabeth is laughing in my living room right now. She's like, please stop bringing up Teresa Caputo. You guys don't know who she is?
No idea.
The Long Island Medium?
What, the Long Island Medium?
I'm Teresa Caputo and I like to walk to the dead.
Did they name the iced tea after her?
No. Okay, but anyways, like...
I'm more of a Long Island large, if you know what I mean.
Hey, what's good?
I don't know what I mean.
Okay. Do you guys believe in mediums? Like if someone
Like
walked up to
spiritists
you,
or whatever, like talk to the
if
dead
someone
and...
walked up to you and was like, hey, CJ, your cousin from beyond the grave is speaking to me, and he says XYZ, would you believe him, or would you be like, get out of my face, lady?
Definitely if it was a stranger, I'd be like, get out of my face. Also, I think it's sexist for you to say that mediums can only be ladies.
I did not say that.
You said, would you say, get out of my face, lady? Thus implying that all doctors are men and all mediums. No, I don't believe. I do believe in like spirits and demons and what like other things besides us, but I don't know about my cousin coming back from the grave to talk to me or whatever.
Yeah.
You guys don't believe in mediums. Got it. Skeptics. Okay. I'll win you over. I'm going to hire a medium just to come and convince you guys.
Speaking of just to come, you want to get into our last topic?
A plus segue. A plus segue. Wow.
So, Travis, you have at least one joke that I know of that you told me of, in which you
He's only heard
discussed.
the one joke.
Yeah.
That's all that I know of. Do you have more than one joke? You're I don't know, not secret, but something that most people probably wouldn't know or guess right away, is that you are a cam guy. Is that the proper term?
Yes. I don't right now. So I'm.
So you haven't been working since January, and you haven't been camming?
I have not been camming. No.
Wow.
But
The job where you literally.
He's
just-
a liar.
yeah.
He's saying that for legal reasons.
Yeah.
Be off work.
Bringing
and
down
also
that kind of money that I have to
at the same time. So he's like, oh yeah, I'm definitely not doing it right now.
Yeah. No, it's kind of it's funny because the amount of people that like whenever they found out, like, oh, we're stuck indoors, we can't do anything, we have to find other ways to make like maybe some extra money on the side. A lot of people have gone to camming, and that's great, awesome, go for it. If that's what you want to do, that's fantastic. But there has been a weird amount of like people just going, oh, I can't just take my shirt off and get $100. That's not how that works. I'm like, yeah, it's somewhat difficult.
Say art form. Say art form.
I mean, if you want to say stand-up's an art form, then I think camming's an art form.
Yeah.
You are absolutely
I think
right.
that's our. Can we call it a pull quote from the episode? Is that fair?
I'll
Really,
It's not going to do it for me to watch one person take their top off and then stare into the lens of the camera. I'm going to need more than that.
well, and see, the thing is, what I talk about whenever I used to talk about it on stage, is that like I've bombed at like a bunch of open mics at like white rooms, black rooms, all this different stuff. But the worst thing by far was bombing to a chat room full of truckers with dicks in their hands, because that, like, all of a sudden it just, you can feel the tension in the room completely go, and it's like no one's tipping, no one's talking. What are you doing?
Pause. I'm going to pause you here in the story. I've got several questions.
Okay, what's up?
You were bombing in front of a bunch of truckers with their dicks in their hands. First off, you were doing stand-up on cam?
So one of the
Hey guys, if this isn't getting you, how about some material?
well, that's the thing, is like I try to like have a little more personality than just like obviously like a dick in frame. Like nobody, you can have that, but people want a little more. Like Kalen was just saying. So like I would have conversation, and somebody had said something that was like, oh, that's funny, and haha, tee hee, and of course, being a comedian, I'm like, oh, you think that repartee was funny? Get ready for some prepped material. So I started trying like different little jokes, and some of it was working. So I was like, hell yeah, let's do this. And then within like 10 minutes, I noticed like all of the numbers dropped. I was like, oh, fuck, okay, this is way worse than normal bombing, because I still have to finish. People are paying for this.
But
Like,
none
I
of them
have
are in
to
the
go-
room, right? Like, that's...
Well, no, but I mean, that's the thing. That's, I think, the other side of it that's funny is like the amount of comics that are like whining about having to do jokes here. I'm like, oh, I've kind of already tried and failed at that. That's awful. It's a terrible feeling.
So telling jokes is kind of your shtick? That's like your...
Yeah,
No,
because
no.
I've got a follow-up.
Yeah, my
How
screen
did you
name
know
was
that they were
Jokes
all
and Stroke.
truckers?
Oh,
Are truckers your chosen demographic?
No, of course not.
Well, you said they were all truckers. How did you know? Was everyone like, "Yep, this is Blake, and just want to let you know I'm a trucker"? And then
I
everyone
mean-
was like, me too.
Okay, the thing is, most people don't say like, oh, this is what I am, and then also are telling the truth. But of the ones that are and always wanted to like discuss further things about their personal life, they were usually like over the road truckers. Yeah. So like in my mind, that was usually like, I was like, oh, okay, they're just truckers. Like it's just a group of people that are all.
Everyone is always truckers.
Yeah.
and I think it's fair to say that every trucker is an over-the-road trucker. Is that...
within
Are there other methods in which to move a truck?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be that dude, but yeah.
What?
I don't know.
I mean, technically, you could be a train trucker. You could be an over-the-air trucker.
A boat trucker?
You could be a mother trucker.
Yeah, we did it. We've ruined the podcast.
Yay.
So, Trav, back to your penis.
Sure.
I don't know if everyone heard. What is your screen name or your cam name?
Oh, I was joking. I was saying it's Strokes and Jokes.
Oh, you're joking? Boo.
No, I'm not. No.
I love
And that is one of the things that sucks. Like,
It's not. It should be.
I'll have people ask me, they're like, "Oh, I want to go look up your stuff." I'm like, "No, it's logged where you can't even in this time zone find it. Like, no. I don't want any strings crossing. No pun intended."
That's so
feel like-
depressing,
Sorry.
Trav.
I feel like computers can work around time zones, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
So far, good.
Listen, if you want it bad enough, you can get it, CJ. Okay? We're in this together.
Kayla, did you ask your second part of that question?
Yeah, well, my first part of the question was, were you doing bits while doing that. My second question was, how did you know they were all truckers?
Oh.
I have a third question,
Okay.
which is, like, are you typing while doing this, or are you just talking?
Oh, I thought you meant like right now. I'm like, nope. Here are my hands.
No, I mean in your videos.
Not normally. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where like there's a keyboard nearby. But since they have audio, I can just talk.
Me and CJ are little kids because you're like so professionally explaining this, and we're
I
like,
don't know what else I'm supposed to say. Like,
there's a keyboard in it, right?
Well, I just feel like there's a keyboard nearby most computers and
Yeah.
webcams. It's not like you don't even describe it as like, oh, there's a keyboard in the room. Like, if the truckers want it, I put a keyboard in the room.
that's what I was confused. She's like, "Are you typing?" I'm like, "I'm at a computer. Of course, there's. I'm not always typing. There's the option, but they have audio, so like they can hear me, they can see me. That's the the whole game."
Oh, what?
Oh, you've never heard of imaginary camming? Oh, yeah.
When you asked if they like
It's not
Like,
phone
you
sex
don't-
lines.
when we communicate, like it's a visual medium.
Hey, can I just make a confession really quick?
Yes, in confession, and then we gotta wrap up.
Okay, quarantine is hard.
Buddy.
It's not great, but I think I just miss the thrill of the chase and trying to get someone to either make out with me or do other stuff. And I had a sex dream the other night. Didn't even have sex in the dream, was just having phone sex with someone. That's how sad it's gotten in quarantine.
You had a dream about time travel. Sweet.
So it goes from making out to doing other stuff.
Yeah, other stuff can mean a plethora of things. You can,
Right,
you
right.
get it.
Right here.
There's a window.
All right. Well, I would normally say who has some shows to plug. Does anybody have anything to plug?
There's an open mic on Mondays that I do out of Brooklyn. It's very nice. I think it's the Instagram handle is Dan Wilbur Comedy.
Out of Brooklyn, like New York.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, like okay. Well,
Yeah, it's more.
sounds bad.
CJ is highly unimpressed with that.
I want everyone to know watching this that just doing stand-up like normal and recording it from people's homes was an option for this, and we saved you from having to see that.
Yeah.
Don't do stand-up alone in your room. I mean, you can practice that way. That's how I practice. But anyways,
Is that how you
what?
Is that how you practice?
Yeah, I just go over it in my room.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
dedication. What's that?
Well, I guess before we go, Travis, where can people find you online?
Online, I'm mostly on Instagram at Two Dull Knives. It's TWODULLKNIVES on Instagram, and then on Twitter, I'm Trav Hates Jokes, which I'm not crazy about that handle, but here we are.
Okay, Kalen, what about you?
I'm KALEN REECE on everything. KALEN REECE. KALENREECE.
On anything and everything, baby.
Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Tinder, Hinge, all of them.
All right, sweet. Go follow Divine Comedy OKC on Facebook and Instagram. Also, go to Venmo, type in @thespeak, and give them some money so that we can have real shows whenever the world comes back to normal.